Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Friday, July 26th, 1 a.m. Mountain Time 2019. EPA will not ban use of controversial pesticides linked to children's health problems. The agency says the widely used chemical chlorpyrifos is an important tool to retardate and harm our children. And it makes fruit too. Keep calm and dab. It's boom time. Are you fruity? Belsky's blog. Anniversary of the largest hail ever in the U.S. Also a list of the largest hail by state. Links will be below in the description box. July 24th, yesterday, was the anniversary of the largest hail ever in the U.S. This photo above, the hailstone fell on July 23rd, 2010. Wonder if that was related to the sun. Oh yeah, it was the last solar minimum here, bottom of 23. Holy macaroni. As predicted, the hailstone fell during the last solar minimum near Vivian, South Dakota. Diameter of 8 inches. We've approached 7 inches so far this minimum. More to come as cosmic rays increase and we deepen. These stones will get even larger. So will earthquakes, a circumference of 18.5 inches and weighed just 2 pounds. And if that hit your head, well, you'd be dead. Thanks to the sun. Not you. Grizzly bear on Glacier Park snowfield prompts safety warnings. Not about grizzlies, but about snow in the middle of summer. And it's a bummer. It was quite a sight in Glacier National Park recently when Jacob Hartman captured a video of a bear sliding down a snowfield in the park. Glacier officials shared the video on social media this week and cautioned that snow fields can persist through the summer, even though Al Gore's a whore. Get in your hole, Al! No bud cake! Shut up! Man, when will he end? Fair Play hosts Burro World Championships race with altered course because of snow. Ho, 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 said the Burro. Kurt Korpamp of Pine leads his donkey, Mary Margaret, towards the summit of Mosquito Pass as they take part in the 70th Annual World Championship Pack Barrel Race in August in Fair Play. Days away from August, this winter and spring snowfall is still affecting outdoor events here in the high country. Sunday's 71st Annual World Championship Pack Barrel Race will not reach Mosquito Pass for the first time ever, which pairs human with a donkey. And that's because Al Gore is a f***ing liar. And I'm a funeral pyre. Idaho Power can make it snow. Yeah, geoengineering much? Increasing water reserves, powering homes, and shooting silver iodide right in the sky. Is it safe? No! And that's tonight's first boom. Even if you have a hard hat on and you're part of mainstream media, you're just a schmuck. USDA indefinitely suspends honeybee trafficking survey as it gets approval to totally kill more bees. Yeah, these schmucks, another example of the schmuck administration systematically undermining federal research on food and safety. It doesn't matter. Republicans do it. Democrats do it. They've been doing it every year. Yeah, GMOs are great. Bees are dying. We love it. The Obama administration okayed and fast-forwarded GMOs, and now it's happening in the Trump administration. You know why? Because they're puppets! And you're an idiot if you think they're anything less than a puppet. And science is telling you otherwise. Puppets. EPA will not ban the use of the controversial pesticide, even though they're puppets. Yes, revolving door. The administrators in the EPA used to be administrators at Monsanto, Bayer, Syngenta, and other corporatocracies that are killing the planet. Intense cold front makes landfall in South Africa. Cape Town, dam levels soaring to impressive new heights. Did you hear? Yes. It's not fear, it's facts. Things in Yellowstone that can kill you? Yeah. Yep. If you go to Yellowstone, there's lots to worry about, and the volcano is not one of them. Grizzly bears, fuzzy, awesome, big paws, fucking kill you. Elk, majestic, tall, can run 40 miles per hour and fucking kill you. Moose, sort of cartoonish, and just pissed off, huge head, vegetarian, they'll kill you every time. Bison weighs 1,800 pounds, runs 35 miles per hour, used for meat, and they know it. Enjoys wallowing and can kill you. Don't pet them. Mountain lion, yeah, they're all over. They look like pretty cats, run 40 miles per hour, eat you, and they can kill you. Rattlesnakes, same shit. And on and on. Geothermal pools, boiling waters, smell like farts. Sometimes acidic can kill you. So why would you even take your family there? I have no idea. 27 earthquakes in less than 24 hours detected in Kingfisher County in Oklahoma. Holy shit. It could be the new Madrid. Oh, no. It's fracking. And they can suck my cracking. Drilling sites shut down. A drilling operation was shut down indefinitely Thursday after 27 earthquakes caused by humans. One of the only thing that is geophysical that is caused by humans that we know about, fracking, causes earthquakes. 9 registering more than 3.0 and 18 less than 2.5. And they just shut it down. Shutting it down, you pricks. Remember when fracking doesn't cause earthquakes? There is no evidence that fracking causes earthquakes whatsoever. We never even heard of that. Frackquakes. Holy. Little Lake, California. Rocking. But it's not stopping. No quakes of note. Everything is moderate and accessible. See, the earth is swelling. Here you go. Chagos Archipelago region. Mid-ocean ridge. Moving like smoothing. Worldwide volcano news update. Sabancaya, 25,000 feet. Pretty normal. Cadaminch, Ducono, Reventador, 14,000. Sungay API, 8,000 feet. Cadaminch, another puff to 15. Ubinus, someone told me, which rhymes with that other word. Popo puffing to over 20,000 again. 19,000 at Ubinus, which rhymes with penis. I said it in a very nice way. It was so nice that I'll show you my face. Now, I just put a video up about what we're about to talk about. And so it's important that we clarify the angle of the dangle. There it is. Let me move over. I'll get it. Fireball spotted in the skies over Ontario and Quebec. Could have dropped meteorites. Certainly dropping knowledge and dropping bombs. What is a fireball? A fireball bright enough to rival the moon lit up skies over southern Ontario and Quebec early Wednesday morning, 2:44 Shungite time. Let's get at it. All 10 cameras in Western University's All-Sky Camera Network, which collaborates with NASA's Total Fraud Meteoroid Environment Office, captured the view. Who knew? Cameras as distant as Montreal registered the bright flash. Yes. I don't even know if we'll be able to get footage. Look, I'm pushing this button. I swear I pushed it. Holy shit, hold on. Now, we did have problems with our last video with the audio cutting out, and I shortened it to 7 minutes. But I'm going to repeat what I said in the last 4 minutes of the video that, whoa, that's a bolide. Please Google it. And there are more coming to hit the planet. Earth's magnetic field, critical to all life, may endanger from the leaking core. Well, this is a leaking shart of an article from RT. Question me no more. RT is full of sharty. The Earth's magnetic field, critical to our life, now leaking the core. Read the article. They're obfuscating from the truth. It's ridiculous. So now let me read it in normal tenor. Scientists studying the Earth's core, vital to protecting us from dangerous high-energy particles, believe not only that it's leaking, but that it has been leaking for 2.5 billion years. Crickets. Here's the paper. Tungsten 182 evidence for core mantle interaction in the source of mantle plumes. Tungsten isotopes are the ideal tracers of core mantle chemical interactions. Given that tungsten is moderately siderophile, it preferentially partitioned into the Earth's core during its segregation, leaving the mantle depleted in this element. In contrast, HF is lithophile, which is short-lived radioactive. Yeah, 2.5 billion years ago. As if that is relevant. You know what's relevant? The video I just put out, studies suggest sun triggers massive earthquakes. We've known as early as 2014 that coronal holes and the sun controls massive earthquakes. Earthquakes above magnitude 7.0. Ho, ho, ho. The first announced results of the August 2014 study and recently used the methods proposed to study and well, you know what I'm saying. These babies, coronal holes, flow plasma right in your face, right on Earth. And the solar polar fields allow that to happen. And during solar polar reversals, it gets jiggy here on Earth. The telluric currents get lit up for some reason, and we have major earthquakes. Nobody quite knows why, except we do. We all do. Those of us studying the electric universe and other things know that before the SDO satellite late in 2010, there was significantly poorer coverage. But once we had that, the correlation was epic. 19 out of the last 29 major earthquakes above 7 magnitude have occurred when a coronal hole was Earth-facing. That's the dark spot on the sun. That is no fun. Not at all. In fact, it's unfun. And we're about to look at the current SDO A1A. Hey. Let's let that load up. There it is. It's boom time, kids. It's going quick. And you can see this filament dancing at the equatorial region here. And what's following it? A trans-equatorial coronal hole. Now, let's learn something. And let's loop this. Did I loop it? Yes. Trans-equatorial. So if the equator is here, oh, look at the sunspot on the equator. You know what that means? We're still in sunspot 24. Al Gore's a whore. And every other solar scientist has said we're already in cycle 25. They can, well, you know what they can do. So we're still in cycle 24, proven by the major activity on the equator. By definition, look at the butterfly diagram. If you just started looking at the sun and you don't know what I'm talking about, you must be a puppet for the mainstream. But this coronal hole, turning around the limb, could speak bad news in 3 to 7 days from now. It could be right when it comes close, or right. And look at this area of coronal weakness. We are at the solar minimum, kids. And not only that, there's a plasma filament just to the east of that. Holy macaroni. Look at the arches. And we're not talking McDonald's. Now, alert of severe earthquakes worldwide due to solar forcing and very weak solar cycle 24 is not new. In fact, coming out of the Cairo University of Egypt and other Arabian archaeological unions and thus and such, you can read the paper. The declining phase of very weak solar cycle 24 is characterized by frequent, broad coronal holes. They are the source of fast solar wind streams of a velocity of 700 kilometers a second or greater. And it is found that when these coronal holes face Earth, we're fluxed. Now, according to observers worldwide and Ben Davidson, coronal holes do cause earthquakes. But for some reason, I don't have that up here. But let's get to Berkland Currents. A lot of people want to know what they are. Berkland Currents were first postulated in the early 1900s by Christian Berkland. These currents were predicted in 1908 by the Norwegian explorer and physicist Christian Berkland, who undertook expeditions north of the Arctic Circle to study the aurora. Now, According to the mainstream, a Berkland current is a set of currents that flow along geomagnetic field lines connecting Earth's magnetosphere to the Earth's high-latitude ionosphere. In other words, they come in and out of your Earth. They do. They're Berkland currents. And they form the aurora, which we've recently proven exists on Jupiter, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and other planets, even Pluto. Now, what you're looking at here isn't even the North Pole because there is no station right there. This is the South Pole. Right up your a-hole. And these Berkland currents twisting through space, which have been proven in recent years in the electric universe model, basically supersedes anything that has been in the forefront for the last 120, 150 years, which all your children are indoctrinated into the standard model of Newtonian cosmology, which is total shite. If you want to know more about Berkland currents, I'll leave you links to this amazing blog at everythingselectric.com. And I also want to bring you over here to the graphics, which are very reminiscent of all the unexplained petroglyphs worldwide of eyeballs. Simply a Berkland current seen in space. Now, a lot of you are confused about what a Z-pinch is. In fusion power research, the Z-pinch, also known as the zeta pinch, is a type of plasma confinement system that uses an electrical current in the plasma to generate a magnetic field. And in an electric universe, the Z-pinch occurs wherever a star is. So these Berkland currents, which we now know travel around the universe, connecting everything to everything, instantaneously. Whenever there's a pinch, when the fields cross, you get a star. And we now know that this star is then connected with Berkland currents into the solar system to all of the bodies that rotate around it magnetically. So there's major Berkland currents and minor Berkland currents. This major Berkland current to our star is connected to the center of the Milky Way to a place they call a black hole, which is total farce. It's actually 7 plasmoids which are emanating energy in a pattern like whoa, 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 whoa. And we're about to go in one of the wows, which is not good news for us because the Berkland current will fluctuate, major earthquakes will occur, the crust will slip, and will be fluxed. We know these Berkland currents hit Jupiter, and they also shoot out the ass of our South Pole and Antarctica, which is not a Shartica, it's the truth. But let's get to Shart. No doubt left about scientific consensus on global warming, say experts. It's over, Johnny. We're burning up so much, it's climate scientists drive stake through the heart of skeptics' argument. New research shows that the recent rise in global temperatures is unlikely anything seen on Earth in the past 2,000 years, except for the medieval warm and every other warming. Remember that? The Roman warm? They erased it, and they're continuing to erase it before your very lives. But we won't allow them to erase it. In fact, Tim Ball just contacted me and said this shit has got to stop. I need to come on the show, and as soon as I get back from Philly, Tim Ball's going to come on the show, and we're going to shut it down. Downtown. I don't care how cool your glasses are, how fat you are, or how many cheesesteaks you've eaten. And how tight that tie is, you prick. You can suck it. Global temperatures on track for 3 to 5 degree rise by 2100, according to the IPCC models and the UNN. CNN. Greenhouse gas concentrations are once again missing 98% of the actual math and water vapor, and no one believes any of the models anymore, except that prick with those little tiny glasses that he got at the dollar fucking store, and he can suck it. No evidence for globally coherent warm and cold periods over the pre-industrial common era was actually printed by Nature, which is absolutely the biggest piece of shart scientific journal on the planet, unfortunately. And it's amazing that now the majority of scientists have bought into the fact that they have to lie, cheat, steal, and defraud the human public to get their fucking paycheck. This article is so full of shite and shart that any scientist with a tiny bit of the data set could debunk it in a moment. It's not even worth me talking about. Go check out realclimatescience.com and Tony Heller, who's going to be on the channel after Tim Ball. And we're going to break down this fraud so quick and so real that even a seal will squeal. NASA bombshell, how startling Saturn discovery stunned scientists. Well, the rings may be only 12,000 years old. Yes. And the solar system might have been a very different Velikovskian place very recently. Just as all the mythology and ancients have told us. Yeah, they were right. And we're all wrong. And we're teaching our children that agriculture started 8,000 years ago when 12,500 years ago, a civilization more advanced than ours that created no waste, had global positioning, and knew mapping better than we do today was eliminated in an instant. And is being held from you in the Vatican basement where there are children's bones being unearthed as we speak. Can we avert a climate change apocalypse by hacking the planet's atmosphere? No, but we can certainly kill the rest of the people on the surface because that's their plan. Stan, are you picking it up? You know about Crayfus? It's a project. It's a novel approach to observing cosmic ray particles at the highest energies. We talked about this when the beta came up about a year ago. And now this prick that invented it wants everyone to get involved so we know more. Can you believe that? A scientist actually wants to do crowdfunding to know more. Wow. I wonder if I ever heard of Gene Beards and Mavstar Observatory. I wonder if I heard that. Only these guys over here spent like $1 billion, and we spent like
Hi,
$5,000.
I'm Kyle, and I'd like to tell you about an app
$5,000
that turns
on our
your
side.
phone into a particle detector. It's called the Crayfus app, and it uses the camera of your phone.
Fuck this
as a
guy.
particle
Do it,
detector,
Dad. And his
and the
app
goal
can
is to
suck
try
it.
to see particles from cosmic rays that hit the camera. Now that's very rare, but with a big network of phones around the world, we can start to study even the highest energy cosmic rays, which are a mystery to us because we don't know what it is in space that's producing those particles.
To demonstrate the app for you and to test it for us, we bring it close to a radioactive source which shoots out photons and electrons. And if I put the camera right on top of the source, then you'll see particles hitting the
These
camera
guys
sensor.
are so retarded that they're like, oh my God, we're going to like be better than actual neutron monitor. And the only problem is that people like this don't even think of, they're not broad-based scientists. They don't think of the big picture. They could care less about what's actually happening or what cosmic rays mean. All they care about is the success of their app so they can retire and their children can go to college, where the children learn the Newtonian model of cosmology and global warming, while the whole planet starves in the next fucking 10 years. Now, scientists used a black hole to test Einstein's theory of relativity. And you know what they found? Well, black holes are a scientific mathematical construct. So if they used a mathematical construct to test Einstein's theory of his mathematical construct, well, then it's all in science fiction, kids. You know what's fact? Jeffrey Epstein was found unconscious in his jail cell on Wednesday. Yes! I hope he fucking choked himself to death, that fucking scumbag. Hope you got something out of the video. Times are changing. If you're not planning food and you're not picking up what we're putting down, we don't care. If you are, we love you.